Hello friends, welcome to my channel Chemistry with DB. So in this video today I am going to explain the concept of back titration. And back titration is a concept which baffles students whether at GCSE or A levels, and so therefore I made this video to make it easier for you to understand. Now first of all, let's understand as to what is back titration. And I've seen that most students lose marks in these numerical questions. So in this, I'm going to tell you how to avoid mistakes and how do we learn the method, practice the logic, and secure full marks. If you are new to this channel, then please don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can get my future videos easily. Now, the concept of back titration, this is used when a substance is impure, insoluble, or it reacts very slowly. For example, you want to find out the amount of calcium carbonate in a sample of limestone, or you want to find out the amount of iron in an iron tablet, something like that. So what we do here is that we add excess reagent, like for example excess hydrochloric acid. Now some of that HCl is going to react with the substance, and then whatever is left, that we find out by titrating with an alkali. Whatever is left out after the reaction, that only is going to react with the alkali. So once we find whatever is left over, by deducting it from the excess, we would be able to figure out how much reacted with the substance. Once we know that, we can apply the molar ratio to figure out whatever we are supposed to find out, whether it's mass or percentage of purity or anything. So typical question setup in this case will be that we are reacting with an excess acid, right? And whatever is left out, we are titrating with alkali. And then this is how we can find out the percentage purity. Important tips here by me are that you must always label that this is excess, this is leftover, and this is what reacted with the unknown substance. After that, you apply the dilution factor, if there is any. That means you made up a solution to 250 and then used only 25. So that means you are using only 1/10 of the solution. So final moles you will have to multiply by 10 to get the original number of moles in the actual substance. Right? Apply the molar ratio and then you can find out the unknown. The key point is that by doing the titration, you are not finding what reacted directly with the unknown. You are trying to find out what is left over after the amount of the unknown substance reacted with that excess. This mental shift is actually what needs to be understood for any back titration calculations. That what we are trying to find out is the leftover by titration. So now let's take an actual numerical example wherein calcium carbonate reacted with we reacted it with excess hydrochloric acid. So and then whatever was left out HCl, that we titrated with alkali, and we have to find out the mass of calcium carbonate which reacted. So number of moles of HCl in excess here will be 50 times 1 over 1000, which is 0.05 moles. Number of moles of NaOH will be 0.5, which is the concentration, times 20 centimeters cube. So we convert this to dm cube by dividing by 1000, and this is 0.01 moles. Now ratio in which the NaOH would have reacted in that titration with the leftover HCl is 1 to 1, right here 1 to 1. So therefore number of moles of HCl which is left over is also 0.01 moles, right? So you had 0.05 moles of HCl to start with, and this much was left over. So therefore how much of HCl reacted? It was 0.05 minus 0.01, or 0.04 moles of HCl must have reacted with the calcium carbonate. Now the equation for that is here. You can see that it's a ratio of 2 to 1 for HCl and calcium carbonate. So therefore the number of moles of calcium carbonate would be, you can divide that 0.04 by 2, and that is 0.02 moles, and we can find out the mass of calcium carbonate by multiplying by the MR, which is 100, and that way we got 2 grams. So the percentage purity will be 2 divided by the actual mass was 2.5 grams. Okay, 2.5 times 100, which is 80%. So that means this sample was 80% pure, only 80% was calcium carbonate. So I have put this same numerical here. So what you can do is you can pause this video and then try to solve it on your own. Now I have another video also, another numerical for you, wherein an impure sample of barium hydroxide reacted was made to react with hydrochloric acid again. So we can find out what's the number of moles of HCl in excess. So the 100 centimeter cube of 0.2. So 0.2 times 100 divided by 1000. So that means 0.02 moles of the excess HCl we started with. Number of moles of NaOH is here 0.228 of concentration NaOH, and 10.9 centimeter cube was used. So that gives us 2.4852 times 10 to power minus 3 moles. Okay, don't round off at this stage. Keep the figures up to 3-4 decimal places. Okay, number of moles of HCl left over, because ratio of NaOH and HCl here you see it's 1 to 1. So that means the number of moles of HCl left over is also the same, 2.4852 times 10 to power minus 3 moles, which means that this is the leftover HCl. So we can find out the number of moles of barium hydroxide, right? Because it's a 2 to 1 ratio. So that will be number of moles of HCl that reacted with here barium hydroxide would be a difference of these two. Okay, so the difference of these two will be equal to 0.02 minus 2.4852 times 10 to power minus 3, and that is going to be equal to 0.01751 moles. Now ratio of barium hydroxide and HCl is 2 to 1. So therefore the number of moles of barium hydroxide will be half this much, which is equal to 8.7574 times 10 to power minus 3 moles. Now we have the number of moles of barium hydroxide. So what we can do is, we are given the MR, we can find out the MR of barium hydroxide. So MR of barium hydroxide is 171.3. Okay, if you find that out. So what will be the mass of barium hydroxide? Mass of barium hydroxide will be the number of moles times the MR, which is 1.5 grams. Now that we have found out the mass of barium hydroxide, and the total mass of the impure substance was 1.6524, so we can find out the percentage by doing 1.5 divided by 1.6524 times 100, which gives us 90.8%. So the percentage purity of the barium hydroxide sample was equal to 90.8% as 3 significant figures. So I hope you were able to understand this back titration numerical. So I have uploaded this another time, the numerical. So you can pause this video and maybe you can do this one now to see how do you get along with this. And I hope you were able to understand the concept of back titration. And if you like, then please like, share and subscribe. And I look forward to see you on my next video. Bye. Take care.